Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
I'm going to go straight on to the next speaker. After that wonderful speech, we're going to finish up the evening with our final speaker now. She is part of the Startup Weekend Saudi organizing team, extremely passionate about helping entrepreneurs get started and succeed in their business. How many young people in this room would love one day to own their own business? Right, lots of hands. Well, this kind of person and this lady is the people that you need to hook up with. She was a 2-year volunteer and an intern in the King Abdulaziz Center for World Culture. And currently, she was recruited by Harvard MIT startup called Proximate.com to lead business development and customer acquisition. I think with that kind of resume, you are about to be shocked at how young this lady looks. Please give it up for Halah Al-Qahtani!
I was fortunate enough to have 2 different experiences. One was an internship at an employer of 54,000. The other was an apprenticeship at a startup of 5 people. I learned great lessons from both. Here are 3. Number 1, experience. For true experience, we shouldn't just look for internships, we should seek apprenticeships. And yes, I'm talking Donald Trump apprentice, where you're learning a craft from the best person in the field. With that, you will grow professionally and personally. Number 2, opportunity. It's 1933, Saudis are hearing of a company being established in Dhahran that holds scores of opportunities. They came by camels, walking, by boats, and that's how much an opportunity meant to them. Today, to find an opportunity or to make your own, all you need is a laptop, a Mac preferable just because it's awesome, internet connection, and STC is not an excuse here, but most importantly, great effort and execution. That is it, nothing more, no excuses. Since we are here to enlighten you, but make it quick, the greatest lesson I learned so far was learned through a situation. I was at a Harvard conference, and a young lady approached me and asked me about my Startup Weekend Riyadh experience. I related one of the situations we faced to an American TV show. She then replied, "I'm sorry, I don't own a TV. I think it's a waste of time." There's a scene on Friends where Ross the paleontologist goes to a conference. He's approached by a fan that asks for his autograph. He introduces his friend Joey. Joey says, "I play Dr. Drake for Maury on Days of Our Lives." The fan then says, "I'm sorry, I don't own a TV." Behind me is exactly what was going through my mind during the Harvard conference. You don't own a TV? Where does all your furniture point at? This situation didn't happen to me once, not twice, but 3 times. They say the 3rd time is the charm. That's when I decided to calculate what I now call my couch potato footprint. And the name does need a bit of work. Couch potato footprint, it's a bit contradictory, but I'm working on it. So, during 2011, the number of minutes I spent watching movies, TV shows, and TV, as in just flipping the channel, is an equivalent to a full 12 days. And I gave myself the benefit of the doubt here. And this is pretty embarrassing for me to say out loud. So, to make matters worse for myself, but just clearer for you all here today, apparently it takes 3 weeks to build a Ferrari California from beginning to end. So I practically spent 2/3 of the time it took to build one of the fastest cars in the world. Being an apprentice in the Harvard and MIT communities, when I learned the biggest lesson in my life so far, the value of time. I had this perception that all successful people were exceptionally smart, but realized it's not just that, it's that they recognize and appreciate time. What I mean by saying the value of time, it's not just appreciating life because you never know when you're going to leave this earth, though that is important. What I mean here is seeing time as a tool that would add value to your life rather than just something in the background. We're constantly lectured about time management, but what is time management if we don't even value the time we have? When we learn to recognize and see time as an asset and as a tool, only then can we learn to manage it. Personally, I wasted my time on something I knew was never helpful. I don't want to generalize here, but I do believe that a fair amount of Saudis do what I did, Maybe not as much as I did though. So I know I admit I have a problem, and here's how I plan to solve it. Since I spent an equivalent of 12 days last year watching movies and TV, I will be spending this year 12 full days this year just reading books, and I will be logging those hours. But obviously, for the long-term solution to solve the problem, I have to change my habit. And this book came just in time, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This book helps you figure out your habit loop and how to change it, which is what I'm currently doing. Obviously, not everyone chooses to waste their time the way I did, but take a look at the previous year, review it in your mind, and ask yourself this: how did I choose to spend the year? And set goals to add value this year. But what I hope to achieve myself, and what I would love everyone here to understand, is that when spending time, we should be able to think and feel the same way we do when spending money, and then some. So spend your time wisely. I leave you with this quote: if you are gentle, your time is gentle. If you are in a hurry, time flies. Time is a servant if you are its master. We are the creators of time, the victims of time, and the killers of time. Time is